Thank you. Good afternoon. In this presentation, I'll first shortly introduce my institute, outlining our mission and who are our users. Then I'll move to a short description of the CADO service, highlighting what are the service goals, how the service is operated, and who are the users. So I belong to ISPRA, that is the Italian Institute for Environmental Protection and Research. It's a public body, and it is under the vigilance of the Italian Ministry for the Environment. We are about 1,200 people, including researchers, technologists, technical and administrative staff. Concerning the sea, we carry out activities related to the monitoring of physical features and water quality, and we also have a specific department dealing with coastal areas. We are data provider, since ISPRA is one of the official sources of environmental data in Italy. We are intermediate users, as we provide, analyze environmental data, both national and international, producing maps, indexes, technical reports, and running dedicated downstream products. Last but not least, we also provide support to national and local authorities in the field of environmental monitoring, protection, and research. Now let's move to the CADO service, that is a CMEMS downstream in the area of the North Adriatic Sea. The service is aimed at producing tailored products to assist the implementation of EU directives related to the marine environment. As you can see in the arrow below, the main features of the CADO service is an improvement of resolution with respect to CMEMS from about 4 kilometers to 700 meters that allow us to assimilate coastal in situ data. This allows us to support not only Marine Strategy Framework Directive, but also other directives and policies related to the marine coastal environment, such as the Water Framework Directive, Bathing Waters Directive, and common fisheries policies. We operate this service in team with OGS and the Regional Protection Agency of Emilia-Romagna. This is a sketch of how the service is operated. The system is composed of an integration between an hydrodynamic and a biogeochemical model that is forced with boundary condition taken from CMEMS. And we also use satellite data of chlorophyll and temperature on the sea surface. We also assimilate in situ data from the national monitoring programs that are mainly coastal. And we produce data for the users, and we take feedbacks from the users to further improve our service. The meteorological forcing is provided by the Regional Protection Agency of Emilia-Romagna. This is an example of the products we produce. In order to assist the Marine Strategy and the Water Framework Directives, we produce maps of nutrients, chlorophyll A, oxygen, temperature, salinity, and the TRIX index. I'd like to highlight that we directly produce what is required from the directive. For example, concerning the Water Framework Directive and the chlorophyll A, we directly provide maps evaluated through a geometric mean and maps showing the 90% of the values. In order to support Bathing Waters Directive and aquaculture managers, mainly shelf farming, we developed an indexes highlighting potential sources of potential impact of bacterial pollution. In the maps, you can see an example of this index that shows the potential impact of the urban wastewater treatment plant of Chioggia on surrounding bathing waters and aquaculture plants. I'd like to highlight that this kind of map is something strictly required by the Bathing Waters Directive. We have a dedicated web page that is composed of an home page and a WebGIS portal. The home page provides all the information how the service is operated and is useful to deliver all the produced documentation, while the WebGIS portal contains more than 1,000 layers of data regarding reanalysis from the year 2006 up to the year 2017 that will be updated yearly up to 2021. This web service was launched 11 months ago. In these 11 months, we reached about 700 different visitors of the homepage and about 250 different users of the WebGIS portal, producing more than 1,200 maps online. Actually, it is quite straightforward to assess the advantage of using CMEMS, because CMEMS is essential to run CADO. Hence, I'd like to use this slide to show something slightly different that is linked to what was said by the previous speaker. In the year 2012, in Italy, we widely use CMEMS product to assist in the monitoring regarding the initial assessment linked to the money strategy. While in the year 2018, in the last report delivered at the end of the previous year, we only use data concerning chlorophyll A. Actually, a broad-scale description of physical features was not required, while in Italy, we decided to focus monitoring of nutrients on land-based sources. And this is something more linked to the coastal areas than CADO, and this is why we need downstreaming services. A few tips to further improve CMEMS from our side. I saw yesterday that the first point is already in your long-term plan. Anyway, I'd like to remark the importance of associate each value with a confidence interval. And the second point is that in order to make it easier for the final user to access downstream products, maybe it could be useful to create a work unit to help the development of website and dissemination portal for downstream products. This could be maybe done through the DIAS infrastructure. Let me conclude. So as already said, the CADO products will be updated yearly up to 2021. Actually, this service was really successful in Italy, and we were required to replicate the service in other areas and to add further products. Hence, we are going to extend some of the products that were limited to a case study inside the whole domain, inside the computational domain, to the whole computational domain, and we are going to include short-term forecast. Last, we are going to hold another workshop to get further feedbacks from the users. Thank you.
Thank you.